Wow.
Yeah. And so you have to ask yourself, who did this? Did Charlie do this or did Erica do this? I don't know because we'll never get to see the policy, but I would love to see the policy because to me it feels like what we've seen now from Erica, she's connected enough. I don't think it's out of the question that she could have finagled something where she did this, you know?
Now, just for the audience clarification, Brian, when you say she's connected enough, are you saying connected enough to Turning Point USA or connected enough to something else?
To something else.
I follow you.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
Like, is the world really a better place because of Turning Point? I think that's hard to quantify. That'd be hard to prove because we don't really see that. You know, we just see everyone making more money, buying bigger houses, flying private.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, that's on somewhere in here. It spoke about how much was spent on like private planes or something.
In one of the years, 198,000 first class and charter. That's just on the jet. That's not even remember the hotel. Yeah.
And I just really want people. Let me zone it.
Well, if you need the page, it's page 16 right at the bottom.
Okay, but I want to make sure people understand this part. So so basically $81 million however, despite making 81 million, let me make sure I'm saying it correctly. Yes, in total 81 million in total expenses. They had at the end of 2023 only $4 million in cash and 5.67 in savings.
And that's per their balance sheet. So again, everything in here is from their own IRS filing. You know, they have a balance sheet, they have an income statement, and that's just what it shows on the balance sheet. So it makes sense in the sense when Candace says, hey, Charlie's worried about blowing the money because they're left with 5 million, you know, 3 million at the end of the year. So they do blow it. And yeah, here's the private jets, 198,000.
Man. Oh boy. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to see
a lot, but that's 200 grand just on the jet.
Just on the jet. How about all the security, the car services that are waiting for him? You know, the hotels. I don't think he's staying at a red roof. So you start to look, and it's just like, yeah, they're living the good life on the dime of the donor. You know, not like they're adding value. It's just simply on the dime of the donor. I think next we should cover the section right below this. I found this. It's hard to surprise me because I've been doing this so long, and this really took me back. Let's try and like kind of clearly explain what's going on here.
Okay.
Let me make sure I got the year right. In 2023, I found somewhere near the bottom that Charlie Kirk or Erica Kirk, rather, I'm not sure which one, but created an LLC called GGLF. Interestingly, if you know, one of the kids' names is Gigi. So I'm speculating. First, I'm explaining what this is, then I'll speculate as to what I think happened here. So this is not uncommon. You use these life policies in the event if the guy who's running the nonprofit is like the face of the company, right? Elon Musk is the face of Tesla, Charlie Kirk, the face of this. You can kind of protect yourself, I guess, financially. So you take this out. If something happens to him, you get a portion of it, a very small portion, by the way, and then Erica or the beneficiary gets the rest. Timing is odd because it's 2023. Remember, Charlie's been the face of this thing, I would say, at least since 2017. I know it started in 2012, but meaning like where he was on the map, everyone knew 2017. That it took 6 years for them to think, oh, we should, get a policy. But so they did anyway. And it's a massive premium, $350,000 a year. It could be upwards of 10, 20 million. Again, I'm assuming Erica, the beneficiary, is going to get because of how high the premium is, right?
How much are premiums usually? I know I'm asking you that on the spot. Is it 100,000? 50,000? I
mean, I guess it depends on your net worth. Like someone like me, it's way lower. You know, maybe 5,000 a year I was paying for mine, and this is 350. Again, Charlie Kirk is obviously a lot richer than me, but just to put into context,
wow,
I think mine was 4,000 or 5,000 a year.
Wow,
and I pay mine. I love what they did here. Turning Point pays it. So just
and that's totally legal. Well, I guess it would be.
Oh, you know how it's legal? Keyword: it's a loan. But I guarantee you, he would have never paid this back. They're loaning it.
So what do you mean he would have never paid it back? So why would you take it out if you wouldn't be able to pay it back?
I don't think anyone. I'm assuming. I don't think anyone would have ever, because he is Turning Point. So I don't think he would come after himself and say, "Hey, you got to pay this back."
Okay, I see. This is legal?
But yeah, because if you look at the keyword, it's called loan. So loan to or from interested persons. So on paper, it's a loan, and they're just loaning him the money. They're paying the premium for him. And then they get interest back in return if something happens, plus their principal. So in theory, they probably got the 350 back now that he died, but who knows what the beneficiary got. because the 350 is such a
It
large
could
amount.
be in the tens of millions or something
Yeah,
like
because
that.
350 is such a large. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And so you have to ask yourself, who did this? Did Charlie do this, or did Erica do this? I don't know, because we'll never get to see the policy. But I would love to see the policy, because to me it feels like what we've seen now from Erica, she's connected enough. I don't think it's out of the question that she could have finagled something where she did this.
Now, just for the audience clarification, Brian, when you say she's connected enough, are you saying connected enough to Turning Point USA or connected enough to something else?
To something else.
I follow you.
To something else.
Based
So
on her behavior.
based on her family. Based on her family. And again, that's all documented. We can get into that if you'd like, later down the road. But that's why I say that, because it's just when you're that connected, I don't know if this would be that hard to do where Kirk wouldn't have known. What is it? Just take a stamp of his name, hit the stamp, sign it. The fact that it's Gigi, I thought just caught my attention. That's the daughter's name.
Right.
Gigi,
Allegedly.
that's the name of this.
Right.
Maybe. But either way, even if she didn't do it and Charlie did it, this is very notable.
Yeah, but like you said, why wait now? Why go 6 years and in 2023 all of a sudden now you have the idea to create this split dollar life insurance policy?
It's possible they knew he was going to disappear. So if you know he's going to disappear, let's make some money off it. I don't know why else. I just don't know why you would wait. Again, I think it's reasonable to wait a few years. If they would have done this in 2020, that wouldn't have caught my attention, because in 2020, he was really elevating his profile. 2019, but 2023, it just feels a bit late. So
yeah,
I would love to see the policy, because that can answer a lot of questions. How much is the payout? Who's the beneficiary? When, like within 2023, when was this put together? But, unless we have an insider, I don't think we're ever going to see that. But to me, we should not overlook this, is all I'm saying. Why exactly this happened, that's speculation, but it happened and it's here. And keep in mind, that's 350 in 23, 24, and 25.
Sheesh.
Right? Because he died in 25, so that probably would have already been paid. So someone's getting money off this. And I just think Charlie was rich enough, he should pay a life policy on his own. That's just my own feeling, because I don't think Turning Point should be on the hook for everything he wants to do.
Right.
It's not unreasonable to ask him.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.